from Nigeria. The AP is reporting that 162 people have been slaughtered by a group affiliated with the Islamic State. I'm joined now by CBN's Billy Hollowell. Billy, both you and I have been covering the ongoing genocide in Nigeria. How are you processing this news?
You know, it's unbelievable in light of everything the U.S. has tried to do now, redesignating Nigeria as a country of particular concern with the U.S. State Department, with the strikes on Christmas Day that the U.S. implemented there. You know, we have sent a sign that we are not going to tolerate this as a country. And that is something that was not happening before the previous administration. And there may have been legitimate reasons for this. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but putting a country on the countries of particular concern list puts pressure by the U.S. government on that country to take care of issues of persecution, issues of mistreatment. And so we have a country in Nigeria that has a 50% essentially Muslim population and a 50% Christian population. The fact that we continue to see Christians being systematically targeted, and a media, by the way, in the West that tends to deny that that is even happening is troubling. But this is horrific. We need to step out, speak about it. That's why we're covering this. And by the way, we've been continuing to cover Nigeria for years now, even before other people were talking about it. Just so people understand, Nigeria has more Christians slaughtered and killed inside its borders than any other country. I believe 7 out of 10 Christians who were killed last year died in Nigeria. So this is a major issue. It needs to be dealt with, but I am heartbroken for the individuals, the families, the children, the relatives, the loved ones of these people.
Well, that's the statistic you were mentioning was from Open Doors, saying basically that 72% of Christians martyred for their faith last year were in Nigeria. And in this article that the AP put out about this massacre, if you read a little bit farther down, I was just looking at some of these paragraphs. I feel like we have to read this too. In a separate attack on Tuesday, gunmen killed at least 13 people in the village of Doma in northwestern state of Katsina. Last week, Boko Haram extremists in northeastern Nigeria killed at least 36 people during separate attacks on a construction site in an army base. This has become such a personal story to me, because I have to see the photos of the genocide against Christians at the hands of Fulani herdsmen, Fulani terrorists, on a weekly basis for the past year. This isn't a he said, she said. This isn't a, weird, maybe the photos I've seen, again, on a basically daily basis, this is happening. This is happening. And here's yet another group that I'd never heard of until today. They killed 162 people.
It is unimaginable. And it has not helped, again, that the media has not done a great job of covering this. The media, really,
it's extremists. It's herders.
There's other issues.
It's anything but what's actually happening, which is Christians being martyred for their faith. And I go to Hebrews 13. Continue to remember those in prison as if you were together with them in prison, and those who are mistreated as if you yourself were suffering. And I'm going to come across a little preachy, but I'm actually preaching to myself. We need to have the eyes of what's actually happening to our brothers and sisters in Jesus around the world, and to give us the perspective of their eyes, where it's like, my goodness, almost everything we complain about is so superfluous, so insignificant, so trivial, so privileged, when our brothers and sisters around the world who are standing up for the name of Yeshua are being hacked with machetes and things like that. It's just like, man, like, who cares how much this or that, or like, oh no, the internet's not working, or oh no, I'm stuck in traffic, or oh no, my coworker was rude to me. Like, again, I don't want to come across as preachy, but I think biblically we need to. This is an actual place where empathy is important, because we need to feel the weight of this, and I think biblically, like we need like Hebrews 13 says, we need to just not glaze over this, think to ourselves, that was a terrible story I saw on YouTube or on the AP. Anyway, the Super Bowl, so I just think it's important for us to just sit with this for a moment and pray, and genuinely pray and weep for those who weep, mourn for those who mourn, because this is horrific. But I will give you the last word, Billy.
We need to be praying intensely for not just those who are experiencing this persecution, but for the issues that are going on. There are other issues outside of persecution, but persecution is clearly happening, that Christians are being targeted, their land is being taken, they are being killed, they are being slaughtered. And the fact that 7 out of 10 of all of the Christians dying in the world are dying in Nigeria should bring us to our knees for not just the victims, but also the leaders, the terrorists, the people there who need to change their hearts and their minds. We need to be praying for them daily without ceasing, because this is unacceptable. It's evil, and it's flat out spiritual warfare that is manifesting in the most horrific of physical ways.